We're back. I didn't get roasted, but I had people commenting like this show was a miss without Cenzo from the episode with Spencer. And I'm like, dang, dude.
That's not your fault. We'll put that on Spencer.
I'm like, there was 80 episodes before Cenzo. You guys enjoyed them. Now all of a sudden you're getting used to Cenzo, and it's like
they're getting spoiled.
They are getting spoiled, but it's good to be back to do an episode. Coffee talk. Yeah, and you don't have your recording set up, which I guess we can start there. So
I got my AirPods in. I'm in my office, which, if you can tell, is pretty plain and empty.
By the way, since I've had time since you've been busy, do you see what's back?
See, I need one of those.
And we're gonna do. Yeah, we'll get you one. You know what we should do? We need to get you one of these made that says Coffee Talk.
Okay, let's do it.
That would be sick.
I have no issues with that.
Yeah,
slap it up right back there.
Yep. Yeah, we're gonna make that happen. We moved into this house in February, and I just now got around to hanging stuff, and it feels night and day.
I moved into this office on Monday.
I want to talk to you about.
I haven't hung up anything.
Don't wait as long as I did, but going back to you not having your equipment. So for those that don't know, the movers just didn't show up.
And there's been zero communication. I was supposed to have all my stuff moved out here Tuesday last week, and it just never happened. Yeah, it's pretty
Have you gotten any updates on that?
Somebody from the company called me yesterday to get feedback on how my experience was. And I said,
that couldn't have gone well.
I said, what experience? Then no one ever showed up. And then this guy's like, oh shit, like, I'm sorry. And then he's like, all right, I already know the answer to this, but I'm required to ask if you had to rate this company from 1 to 5. And I was like, well, definitely a 1. If I could go lower than 1.
Yeah, if negative numbers come into play,
then
that's bad.
Mm-hmm.
So do you have an ETA on when the stuff is coming in yet?
I got it all my boxes. I had someone UPS ship them to me. So those should be in next week or, by the end of this week, but I'm going to Fargo. I am hitting Fargo this weekend, so I probably won't be able to get those.
Coach Cenzo's making his first official.
Cenzo. Yeah.
Dude,
And
we need that gear.
I'll get you some, but, it's funny because our equipment person isn't here this week, and I need some nice collared shirts and stuff like that to wear.
Yep.
And our equipment person just happens to not be here this week, so I'm gonna be wearing t-shirts and sweats.
Now is it going a little smoother now that you're there? I know you didn't have an email address while you were sending initial
Yeah, no, we're all good now. I got let's see here. I got my my Stanford University card. Yeah, we're working over here, but we're making a lot of progress.
Yeah, and guys, I meant to start the show off by saying this, but this episode is brought to you by Attack, the app that's changing how wrestlers train. The app features state-of-the-art technology and a state-of-the-art user interface to allow you to train better, work harder, and compete with your friends, teammates, and I think even enemies. And now by inputting just your age and goals, Attack's new automatic scheduler feature sets you up with everything you need to achieve success. With the Attack principles best suited for you, the robust calendar feature helps bring out the best in you. Download Attack today in the Apple App Store. That's Attack, ATAC. Be sure to check them out on social, Attack_app. Really thankful for Attack continuing to sponsor the show. The app is sick. If you listen to the show, we tout it. We appreciate it. We use it. So, go download the app. Let us know what you think of it. Climb the leaderboard. We're going to be rolling through. The Attack train is going to roll through Stanford. The California RTC.
Yeah, I think so. We're breaking it out over here a little bit.
Yeah.
I mean, it's just it's tough to have my guys use it if I have them doing a different workout or something like that, because then you fall behind, and no one wants to fall behind on the leaderboard. That leaderboard is very it's you get prideful competing for it. Oh yeah.
And so with wrestlers being as competitive as they are, I mean, I remember my JV tournament,
Right.
how competitive I was.
Yes.
And hold on, we got to get Jo in here because he's in the waiting room.
All right.
And then I'm going to ask.
I'm cool with that.
Yeah, because then I'm going to ask this next question, but we might as well get him in here. While he's connecting to the audio, I guess I'll ask it. Already you are telling me that you're making decisions, you're changing times and stuff. Are you just like full steam ahead, Coach Cenzo?
I mean, you kind of got to be, right? That's what I'm here for. You know, that's the job I'm doing. I'm not like changing things, you know, I'm just offering suggestions and we're working together. But like I said, I've only been here for a few days. So just kind of waiting things out, trying to get into a rhythm, really. And we're waiting for Jo to get in here also.
Yeah, Jo's entering the room with multiple devices, it looks like, because I now see 2 Jo's in here. So I don't really know.
I don't see any, but maybe it's my Wi-Fi.
No, he's in the participants list multiple times.
Well, anyway, yeah, you got to come out here at some point.
I want to. We need to do
to
two
make
things.
up some time. What's the other one?
We need to do the Vegas trip, Vegas football weekend, plus the Cliff Keen Invitational. If you guys
I'll be there. Probably.
Jo's phone looks a little spotty. It's saying connecting. Jo, can you hear us?
I see him. I see the man. Oh, we're moving. Yeah, my Wi-Fi in here is terrible. I don't have any cell service down here. I'm on the Stanford Visitor Wi-Fi right now.
You don't have office Wi-Fi?
It's like actually on my computer, I'm on the actual like university network, but on my phone, I'm just
got it.
It's not working. So.
Got it.
So I'm barely getting phone calls down here. It's kind of a dungeon. But it's
I think we lost Jo again because he's now requesting to join again. I don't know what's going on with these technical difficulties today, but we'll get through them. And he's gone.
And he's gone just like this. What a debacle.
Guys,
first episode in a couple weeks, and here we are.
I think this is going to be the season 2 finale because let this be a lesson. Shit. I just tweeted out, like, what college wrestler will be the first with a podcast? Like, big name, successful wrestler with a podcast. There's so many things that go into having a podcast that people don't realize. Like, people always message me. They're like, what equipment should I get? What platform do you use? This is the stuff that's more aggravating or more that you have to work through, like scheduling, last-minute cancellations, no Wi-Fi, movers don't show up with recording equipment.
The last-second cancellations are my favorite. Those are the ones that I live for.
Yeah, the low-quality production I can live with, or like the issues like that. Like Barstool made that kind of famous. Like they did so good with that. Like the Rundown for 10 years was the lowest quality production on the internet, but it was one of the most successful. But the last-minute cancellations are tough. Yeah,
no, I just, especially when it's like 20 or 30 minutes before we're supposed to record it, then it's like, then we're scrambling to find someone else, and then.
Especially right now, like
we usually figure it out.
Yeah, and we were talking about it either yesterday or a couple days ago. Like, we never want to force an episode out just for the sake of putting it out. Like, I will push off sponsors. I will push off a show. I don't want to put an episode out just to put it out. Especially right now, and it's kind of like things are going to start picking up here now with Fargo, the Olympics. You have a lot going on. Last chance tomorrow, but like nobody's in it. There's 100.
Is that tomorrow?
That's tomorrow.
Oh, what?
It's either today or tomorrow. There's 100 people in it, 105 people in men's freestyle, women's freestyle, and Greco. 100 people.
I know Deacon's wrestling.
Yeah, Deacon, they might as well just give it to him.
Who else is there? Do you have a list?
I put one up a couple days ago, and it was not impressive by any means.
Well, I mean, obviously you can't just give it to him. You got to go wrestle the tournament. Anything can happen.
And anything can happen.
I haven't looked at the field, but I'm taking my guy Ryan Deacon though.
Yeah, he's probably a minus 3,000 on the gambling lines.
I wouldn't bet that though. Hey, so like sports gambling is prepared. I don't think it's legal out here.
Oh.
Yeah, I can't use my apps.
I didn't even think about that. See, this cross country move, there's things that are.
I wake up every day with like a bunch of emails and missed calls and stuff because I'm just so popular and because the
But
time change.
does your day end sooner?
No,
See,
practice at
that's
4:30 p.m.
see.
because
So
a lot of our guys work.
yeah. So for me, like when I'm in Vegas or I'm on the West Coast, my clients all die down. Even when I'm here, they all die down like let's say 3, 4 o'clock for the most part. So when I'm out west by 1, 2 o'clock, everybody kind of leaves me alone. But with you,
That's
you're
nice.
like
That's nice. Now, not the case for me.
you're dealing with all that stuff. Then you're dealing with being at the office. Then you're dealing with actual practice.
Right.
Yeah, that's wild. Has it been a tough adjustment?
No, it's been good so far. I think I'm pretty used to the time change already. I mean, I've been here, like I said, since Friday. It's Thursday, so almost a whole week. And I know I got used to it pretty quickly, but I was pretty beat whenever I got here. But yeah, like our guys are doing great so far. They're loving it. I just got done wrestling with one of them. I got some more guys in about an hour and a half that I'm gonna row with, and then got practice 4:30. Setting up recruiting visits, things like that. It's a different world, but I kind of love it.
It is. It even to watch like when I talk to you and the things you're doing, like taking tests to recruit and things that I would never think about doing, especially for you, like being an athlete for so long. Like I gotta
Right.
imagine this is even your first job, right?
Yeah, like
So it's like
like other than like NLWC and like I parked cars in high school a few times.
but like this is your first real job.
Oh yeah, yeah it is.
And it's such an
It doesn't feel like it though. Like it. I
no,
mean,
it's just so different than what you've been used to.
Yeah, it really is. But it's a good change though. I think it was a necessary change. And then I'm not saying I'm done wrestling. I'm not saying I'm done competing forever. I'm probably done for a little bit now because I'm trying to get things going here. We're trying to build up the RTC. We got some good guys coming in. But yeah, like my main focus right now is on our athletes. So, and guys that we're trying to bring in here.
I saw the Shane post. Loved that.
Uh-huh.
I've been assuming you've been rolling around with him a bit.
Mm-hmm. A little bit. I actually, so on Monday, I freaking tweaked my ankle, sprained my ankle Monday. So I've been kind of like hobbling around a little bit.
Now, was that
we're getting back to it. Yeah, it was pre-existing.
Pre-existing condition that was tweaked mid-practice?
Yes.
Okay.
Mid-practice, yeah, pretty much.
Well, you got to, out in California, they have a lot of those green juice places. They have a lot of those.
I'm just gonna crush all that.
Yeah, you'll heal up naturally in no time.
I will say the tacos out here are really good. I highly recommend getting tacos.
You need to scope out all the food. When I love eating, I love good wine. So when I come out there, like I hope you've gone through some of the garbage food to spare me from it.
Not yet. Only the good stuff.
So with coaching, have you been paying much attention to different things like NIL and what athletes are doing on that front?
Not. I actually haven't been a ton. I've been just more so focused on in-house stuff and recruiting. Really, not a lot of our guys are into that right now. Anyway, yeah. So I think like we're kind of fortunate that we don't have to deal with a lot of that right now. But it's up to them, whatever they want to do. If they want to pursue that type of thing, then I'm all for it.
I'm interested to see if it becomes a part of a recruit's. I don't know what the recruiting process is like, but I'm assuming they have questions when being recruited. I'm wondering if that's going to be a question. Like you see a lot of big schools like Dave Portnoy was just talking about how all the barstool athletes and how certain schools like Texas are making things very difficult. Other schools like LSU are like, whatever we can do to help. You want to use this logo? Go ahead, use this. You want to do this? Do that. I'm wondering if it's going to start becoming a part of the recruits' questions. Like, how much will you guys help me with NIL? Or how much do you guys care about it? Whatever it might be. I'm curious to see if that evolves with recruits. Like,
I haven't ran into that yet, to be honest with you. I haven't had one kid ask me, but if they did, I know that I would support them. I don't know about administration and anything like that because we haven't had to bring it up.
Yeah.
But whenever it's going to happen at some point, we're gonna have to bring it up. And he's outside.
All right.
Is that better?
This is
it's
Jo
better.
Take Two. It seems better to me.
Yes, sir.
Okay.
What's up, dude?
I'll give you.
Oh
the,
wow.
Where are you
Yeah,
in
it ain't
Hoboken?
Yeah, Jersey City.
Jersey City. Yeah, I've been to Jersey
Right
City.
on. Drive down a couple blocks. It's Hoboken.
Mm-hmm.
Yep. I've been there a couple times. Stayed at the W in Hoboken, and I think I had to drive through Jersey City to get there.
Is it? Maybe I think DB owns that one over there.
You what?
Hoboken. The W. I think DB has maybe owns that one or has investment. No, pretty sure.
You cut out, and I didn't hear that at all.
Yeah. Anyway, anyway, this is fun for me. It's trying to decipher, like this like blotchy shit. But how long you been? How?
They're good now.
Oh yeah. How long you been there?
I got here June 20th.
Okay. So a few weeks now.
To this. Yep. And first 2 weeks is getting situated, flying to weddings and doing clinics. So I'm finally back, and getting back from the injury, finally able to like train fully and put together.
That's good.
Good training weeks. It's good, especially leading up for World Team Trials. All that good jazz.
Mm-hmm.
Go ahead.
No, you got it.
I was just going to say, I've got 2 questions to run with right away. I know that you didn't weigh in the second day of the last chance, and people were running their mouth saying, oh, Jordan didn't weigh in. He didn't want to wrestle. And I know you were injured, so I just want to give you the ability to shut those people up who were talking about the last chance. What happened out there?
It was second round that I tore my LCL, and I did like nerve damage to my knee. So literally probably like 10 days ago, I got like full feeling back in my leg.
Dang.
From my knee to my foot has been like dead, and not dead, but it just has a tingly feeling. Mm-hmm. So like even getting back, there's times I'm rolling my ankle like I didn't have control. So like it's almost like my muscles are relearning my movement. But you can never shut those people up, nope. Right? People are always gonna talk, no matter you do good, you do bad. It's just the nature, right?
Yeah.
And it's easy to point the finger, but to say I didn't want to wrestle for third to put myself in a better position to wrestle in the Olympic Games, you're crazy, right? But it is what it is. Like for me, it's too much energy to focus on those people when it takes enough energy to focus on the task at hand and trying to become better in wrestling and life in general. So, you got to roll with the punches. I give them a couple smiles, and if you like it, you like it. If you don't, you still got to like it.
And what led you to the NYCRTC?
So, me and Kenny are close, and even before, making my decision, I knew he had a decision and an offer on the table. And he was one of the big reasons I went to the UNC RTC with Coleman and those guys. But just, being able to come to a training facility that's not only just focused on high athletes, like high level athletes, it's the partners and the coaches that I'm surrounded with 24/7. I got guys, doing the same thing as me and understanding the grind that I'm going through. And I'm not saying the guys at UNC didn't. I just think the situation I put myself in is how do we make Jordan Oliver better every single day? And really touching on some areas that I think I can improve on and become a better wrestler. But like I said, with the coaching with Kendall and Valentine, um, workout partners every day. I got Fine Silver, I got Nestor, Shelton Max here. Um, but if you're thinking about a broad spectrum, right? Ithaca is a short drive away. Philadelphia, where McKenna and Burroughs are a short drive away. So I think it was a great move, training partner wise, but just resource wise. I put myself in a position where I can expand on my resources and maximize my training. So it's been working out pretty well. And obviously, I'm an hour and a half from home. So that's always a plus. Family's close enough, right? I still tell them, treat it like I'm 10 hours away because there's still a job that needs to be done, right? My mom will pop in, my aunt, and then I'm like, guys, you can't just show up. But ultimately, the situation with the coaches and Kendall, I didn't even think about it. Kendall being obviously from Oklahoma State, a medalist, but that completes, me working under every Oklahoma State Olympic medalist to date.
That's
right.
wild.
I'm working with John.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
That's really
You didn't even think about it, right? Because you got John, you got Kenny, you got Coleman. You got Cormier, you got guys like and then Jamil Kelly, obviously, and now Kendall, right? So it's like it's cool because they understand where we're coming from, and they have an idea of my wrestling, but all of came from that Oklahoma State kind of style. But also, all of them have been where I want to go, right? So all around the table, it's pluses, and I always got those guys to lean on, whether it's, giving John a call or giving Kenny a call, Coleman, whoever it might be. But it's pretty cool to know that I've been under all these cowboys that have had success. So hopefully, I can switch it around and get a little bit of success myself.
Well, I mean, I wouldn't say that you haven't had success. I feel like you've had a ton of success, but and I know it's early and you're just kind of getting there. But like, do you feel you're going to be bringing anything different to the trials?
Oh, for sure. Soon as I got here, we kind of started working some areas that I knew as a wrestler that I need to address that can expand my wrestling, whether it's the chest wrap areas. And as a wrestler, you have a fear, right? When you shoot in on some guys, okay, I can go here and I can go to this angle, but I do not want to be in this position because he can score. I'm kind of addressing those kind of areas so it allows me to wrestle more freely, right? And without anxiety, but get to certain positions that, usually I wouldn't score in and turn it into a score and maybe look in transition. Right. So I'm excited. I'm definitely excited. I'm always excited to get back on the mat and compete again. Because you want to see growth as a wrestler, right? You're trying to perfect your craft, and everybody's great in a wrestling room. Everybody's great in a wrestling room. The real challenge is when the lights are on, the nerves, the anxiety. Can you do it then? Right. And
see, I think that's just more fun.
It is.
I think it's more fun than scrapping it out in the room. I think that's for sure. That's the enjoyment of it. That's part of it.
You got 6 minutes. You got those guys that you get in a room sometimes and you beat them up. And after 40 minutes, you're like, they're still coming in your face. You're like, get out of my face. Right? And the match, you're like, okay, 10 points, it's over.
Right.
Some of those guys that you beat up and scored 50 points on, you're like, you're still not done? Okay. Continue, right? But it's finding areas right now. It's a little things. It's not major, right? But it's the little things of being able to produce a takedown to a transition turn, right? You're turning takedowns to 4 points now. You know,
you got Kendall, and he's one of the best at that ever.
He is. He's got some real funky stuff. We've been going over a lot of like technical things, and Valentine's really good too. He brings a different side to the table. But Kendall's surprised me on the way he breaks down technique and really is bought in, which is, it's always rejuvenating for an athlete to see that coaches and specifically your coach is still developing and, you know, finding all the little kinks in wrestling to, you know, progress their athletes wrestling, to progress their knowledge of wrestling. Right. So Kendall surprised me on that aspect, and, you know, he's good to work with. So there's a couple little things I'm going to try out. We'll see if they work. If they don't, we're good with the takedowns.
Mm-hmm. For sure.
So,
no, and and whenever, you know, I found out you were making that move, I was pretty excited for you. I knew that it would end up ultimately being a good move for you, and I'm excited to see the product in a little bit here. It's going to be interesting.
We had the possibility to be here or Stanford together.
Bro,
right?
California RTC, come out whenever you want, anytime.
I know you don't gotta sell California to me.
Mm-mm. I don't have to sell it to a lot of people. I've been getting asked a lot. A lot of dudes hitting me up.
When you got a training cycle scheduled, I'd love to come out and get some rolls in.
We'll get it
training,
done.
that's for sure.
Absolutely.
JO, I want to ask you something else about the World Team Trials. Before we do, real quick, as you guys know, summer is here, and we all need to unveil our beach bods. And if you need to unveil your beach bod, you're in luck, as our friends at Manscaped, you know about this, JO. They just launched their 4th generation performance package, which includes the Lawnmower 4.0. You heard that right, the 4.0. Complement your summer bod with the trim from the leaders in male grooming. The sun is shining and calling your name. Join the 2 million men worldwide who trust Manscaped and get ready for hot guy summer by going to manscaped.com and saving 20% off and free shipping with code Cenzo. It's time to bundle up Manscaped Performance Package 4.0. With this package, you'll find their Lawnmower 4.0, this waterproof guy, the Weed Whacker, nose and hair trimmer, ear hair, all that good stuff, or all that bad stuff you don't want. This is the good stuff to get rid of it. Crop preserver deodorant, crop reviver toner, performance briefs. Cenzo, you packed those performance briefs, right? Those are out in California with you?
Of course. Those did not get put in a box. Those are with me.
Those got worn to California. That's how good they are.
They probably did, actually.
On top of all this stuff, you get a travel bag to hold your goodies. So everything you need to stay fresh below the belt. As the saying in wrestling goes, look good, feel good, wrestle good. So this is summer to splurge, not even on just grooming, but hygiene. So these tools are all waterproof. These things got spotlights. I mean, everything you need. So go to manscaped.com. Use promo code Cenzo, CENZO. There's no H. Save 20% off. Get free shipping. All that good stuff. Manscaped.com. So
that was a pretty good ad read. You kind of crushed that.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Yeah, you did.
You kind of crushed that. I was, you know, usually that's mine, but like you could take it from here on out.
No, I want you to do it, but we got.
You have me thinking about going to Manscaped.
You should.
100%.
I know. 100% should.
I don't see why. You wouldn't. I wouldn't see why you wouldn't. Even if we didn't have a promo code. I mean,
but we do.
That's all I gotta say.
Promo code Cenzo. 20% off and free shipping.
Promo code Cenzo. Yeah.
So, Jo, speaking of the World Team Trials, you filled me in on a little golden nugget that after years and years at primarily 65 kilos, you're making a change. 86 kilos.
Yes.
86 kilo JO.
He's sick of cutting weight. All right, so what are you doing weight-wise?
Me and my team decided, you know, I'm a big 65 pounder.
Really?
Right? So we decided to really focus in on, you know, preserving the body and going 70 kilos for the World Championships. You know, more so the focus being on let's get better as a wrestler, the main goal. And don't get me wrong, winning world titles, right? But the main goal is the Olympic title. And if we're looking longevity, you know, and coming back from injury, I think it'll be good to let my body rest, let my mind rest, and just improve as a wrestler in the room, technique wise, and not so much having to worry about, you know, weight and all of that. So we will see 70 kilos this September, the World Team Trials, that's for sure.
That 70-kilo bracket is going to be a grind.
I know. And,
Yeah,
I think so.
Joe, you've had a lot of guys that were like you've been wrestling with, like the Yannis, like the McKennas, Zane. You've been wrestling a lot of this core group of guys for the last couple of years, and other guys come and go. You know, guys like Nick Lee, others, and you've got a lot of newer guys that are going to be in this bracket. I know you wrestled some of them at the Flow card, Pantelio, Nolf.
Yep.
I don't think we'll be down at 70.
Nolf will not.
Yeah, I don't think he'll be down at 70. But James Green, Ryan Deacon, it looks like. Do you change up your training at all for this kind of different group of guys?
Not really. I mean, you become aware of what they do, but like you said, I've wrestled, you know, two of them that are arguably in the top three.
Yep.
Right. You know, Deacon brings a different style, but it's being aware of what they do, but not really. Right. I'm an attacker. When I'm wrestling my best, it's not wrestling to anybody's style. Right. So, guys will have a couple more pounds on them, but so will I. Right. So it'll be fun. I think I'll actually be more explosive and feel better, obviously, with that extra 11 pounds. But nothing changes, right? I want to get to my attacks. I want to get to my scores. And I just want to wrestle. Right? These guys, some of them are bigger and can explode, but good position takes that all away.
And I mean, just from, you know, an observer point of view, like to me, it doesn't look like you're going to be like completely undersized. Like you look like you could probably fill out, put a little mass on, even though that's probably not, you probably don't want to cut weight like that, but I'm sure you'll be comfortable 70-kilo guy. You're not going to be tiny or anything.
I feel great at 70 kilos. And that was part of my decision. Yeah. You know, the 1 year I came off of 16 into that off year and lost to James in the best of three. And those guys are good at 70. No matter where you go, you got a good group of guys.
Right.
Right. 65, 70, 74, wherever you want to go, you pick the poison. It's exciting getting your hands on new competition. Mm-hmm. Right. Because then you're really, you know, putting yourself to the test, but they're unknown. Right. You've never wrestled them. It's good to compete against guys you've never wrestled. I think I'll be just fine at 70.
Makes sense too.
You know, even 70 might be a little bit of a cut. We'll see. But
he's
we're trying not to do that.
86. He's just going to skip 74, 79.
I wasn't kidding.
Yeah.
Hey, I've been up there before.
Yeah, me too. I've been over that before. I'm excited and curious to see where guys go for their trials too, especially after we see what happens at the Olympics when you know our guys battling and stuff, because we're going to win some medals and that's going to make guys switch weight classes for the trials coming up. For sure. It's going to be fun to see. I think, who knows? I'd like to see some guys move up, move down. I'm curious to see the 79-kilo bracket. I think 70 and 79 are both going to be super interesting.
Yeah.
I think there's going to be a lot of guys moving up and down.
You just got 79 with Burroughs, Daringer, Imar. You're like, oh man, love it.
Yeah.
Right? So, and you're going to have maybe Nolf go up there. It'll be a fun bracket.
Yeah, I'm sure he'll probably end up going up too. And yeah, man, just that one. Like I said, 70. There's gonna be people coming up and going down from 65 and coming down from 74 too, to go to 70. It's gonna be fun.
Right. You're gonna have some good guys like Tyler Berger and all them that have competed at 70 at the U.S. Open this previous one. So we'll see. We'll see. I can only imagine what happens. It's me winning the bracket, but
Right.
that's hoping. Right. That they got some good guys up there, and let my actions do the talking.
Do you know as of now when you're going to wrestle next? Is the team trials your next competition?
Yes. So it's going to be the World Team Trials. We're waiting. Hopefully, I think Vlad King Shiveli is moving here, and he'll be training here full time.
Very cool.
And a coach. So hopefully he gets in and before the stretch. We have some Georgians in now that we're just training, and we're getting ready. Some of these guys are already on their national teams, right? Like Nestor and Mitch, Fine Silver. But right now I'm just preparing for September, and I got a good group of guys around me to help. So that'll be the first one back. World Team Trials, first competition back.
Let's go.
That's amazing.
New weight, new. Yep. It'll be fun.
Would you hop on a card
big ones.
if somebody had an RTC event? Would you hop on it if they wanted you to?
Oh, easy. That's a no-brainer. The more competitions you can get, the more competitions you got to have.
Yeah.
Right. Even having that one last year flow and losing first round was night and day difference to help my wrestling for the trials.
Yeah.
So I believe in competition for sure. So anybody with an RTC card want me to wrestle, give me a shout.
Yeah, I think that's a good point. I mean, those matches didn't go your way, both the Rumble and the Rooftop with Nulf, and then Pantelio at the Flow bracket, but then look at your trials performance. Like, it's amazing how much that competition helps you. And speaking of trials, I'm curious, Olympics are in 2 weeks. You made the team, but you can't go because 65 is not qualified. That, to me, stings just as a fan. Is that more fuel to your fire to make the world team?
For sure, right? You want to put yourself on top of the podium, whether it's World Olympics. But it's a dagger, man, right? The wrestling world is very cutthroat, but we know that, right? So it's almost like all the work you put in is even overshadowed because the weight's not qualified. So it's almost like a chip on my shoulder where it's like, all right, you don't believe in me. I'm going to go do it again and win a world title. Maybe now I have some belief, right?
I love a good chip on the shoulder. I love it.
It's great, and especially after competition. It tastes amazing, right? So it stings for sure, right? You're almost at the pinnacle of your sport, something you dreamed about for years, and then pulled away right at the last match, right? So it's a learning curve, but you just move forward and you change what you can. Whatever you can't change, you got to let it go, move forward. So I'm excited, but also, I want to prove to myself, nobody else, that I'm the best in the world.
I'm excited, man.
Getting me all motivated over here, getting me all pumped up.
Chenzo's regurgitating this motivation to his athletes.
I know. Yeah, like this is what I'm going to start spewing at practice later today. Chip on your shoulder, guys.
Yeah, I've always had a chip on my shoulder, so I can relate in that sense, business and all that, not athletics, because I had a chip on my shoulder, but I sucked, so it didn't matter what I had on my shoulder.
That chip on your shoulders or on the mat. The chip don't matter too much.
Yeah, no, when your shoulders on the mat, it doesn't matter. Jo, have you thought much about coaching and what you want to do coach-wise post your competition career?
Obviously, I want to coach. I was very, very close to joining Poeta, Illinois.
Oh, wow.
That was one of my top things I wanted to do. I want to get back, right, and all the knowledge I have, but to help somebody achieve their dreams, whether it's a national title or world or Olympic. to be just a small, tiny piece of that process it's an awesome feeling. Like it's better than competing. I remember, when Darringer won his first NCAA title, I was more tired coaching than I was wrestling.
I've heard that a few times.
You're just bought in emotionally, and I love it. It's competing, but in a different aspect of our sport. But to be able to give back and really spread my knowledge or help somebody just a little bit, maybe get 1 inch closer to their dream, is something I'd like to do. Right. So once all said and done, I would love to coach. I don't know where, but that's the plan. Once I'm done competing, I'll be stepping right in.
Maybe California.
I have a pretty good idea.
Maybe. I would love to come there.
I'm trying to get everybody in the wrestling world to come out here.
It's a beautiful place, man.
It really is.
It's hard to say no.
It is, and especially whenever you come down here and then you look at it, you're like, wow, place shit.
It's Cenzo, nice. You took the job without ever even going out there, right? To Palo Alto?
Yep. Mm-hmm.
So, I mean, that's...
and then I got here, and I was pumped that I took the job.
Yeah.
Yeah, I have zero complaints, zero regrets. It's freaking awesome.
All right. In 4 months, there better not be an article out. Like, Vincenzo is out at Stanford.
We'll see.
Hopefully too much to bear. He said he's going back to competing.
Well, hey, if he does, he's got some good training partners out there. Shane Griffith, I mean, right there in the room every day. It's
I got to have my hands on him. He came into the NYCRTC.
How'd that
worked
go?
Out a couple. It was good, man. He's good. He's really long.
He's sneaky quick, huh?
He is. It's his lane.
Yeah. He got them go-go gadget arms. You think you're like out of it, then he's like on your ankle.
Yeah, I did a terrible job. I let him like have a leg in and gave him a bar arm. Mm-hmm. Then all of a sudden I was trying to pry him off my back. I'm like, listen, we got to start referee's position. I was like, I get out. But I gave him the mistake. I'm like, all right, throw the leg in, throw the arm.
You wrestled folk style with him?
Yeah, we played folk style, freestyle. Once he started getting me, I had to change the rules to benefit me.
Of course. And like whenever you get put on your back too, that's when you change to jiu-jitsu. And then you just pull guard. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
You always gotta change the rules.
Switch it all up.
Yeah. We used to do that. We would me and a couple of my teammates, we call it a role change. You get like one role change per match, so you could just flip the roles to like a different combat sport.
That's good.
It's not
I'm
bad.
gonna start using that.
Yeah, you get like one.
That's a new room rules.
Mm-hmm.
You get one rule change. Everybody wants one per practice.
We did a live go the other day. We did it was a longer go, and it was our guy Ahad. You know Ahad.
Yep.
Ahad.
Do I?
He's one of Cole's guys.
Oh, I know.
Yeah.
He did conditioning for me.
Yep.
In Cornell. I broke the second day. I was like, I'm done with this.
Yep. That sounds about right. He's been putting our guys through the ringer, but he had them do a go. It was Greco on their feet, then folk style once they hit the mat. I was like, this is interesting. It's a little different.
Oh, it is. Yeah. Them arms get tired.
Oh yeah. He's the man though.
He is. He's good. It's cool to see like how other coaches train, and him being, an Iranian, the way he trains his athletes, and even at high level, right? He tries to kill you, even when you're a senior level athlete. You're like, listen, I'm not 20 years old no more. You can't do this. Right?
Listen,
he broke me the second day. I was like,
that's what I was saying too. Like our young guys, like I'm all for it, but our older guys, like you get beat up pretty good. So
then when you get through, you wake up the next day, you're like, damn,
you can't walk, you can't wrestle the next day.
It's a day off.
Yeah.
Jordan, what's your thoughts on NIL? Have you been watching it at all?
On what?
On NIL, the name, image, and likeness for these NCAA athletes now?
I haven't. I've been so swamped. I've been tuning in here and there. But I think it's awesome. I think it's way past due. right? For these guys to be able to make money off of their image, but also promote themselves and their brands.
Yep.
I think we've done that for years without being able to capitalize on it. We're not able to do it, but our schools that we're under really do a good job of promoting the top guys, and whatever sport it is. So I think it's good. I think it's going to open up a lot of doors and opportunities for these athletes. I just hope, guys, one thing that scares me is guys remember how hard it was to get where they're at.
Yep.
Right? It could be very easy to get all of these endorsements or get all of this attention and then get a little bit beside themselves.
Yep.
Where it's like, listen, this came because of the hard work and all of those hours you put in when nobody was looking. Right. And I love the social media and all of that. So make sure that you're continuing to do that. Even with whatever it is, Adidas, Nike, clothing brand. I saw RBY had the wings.
Wings over.
Right. So that's awesome. Yeah. Right. So I think it's awesome for these guys. I couldn't have the wing deal in college. I wouldn't have made weight. Right. So maybe it's like a blessing in disguise. You know what I mean? Here. So
that was funny. Yeah, I mean, like these guys that are, the best way to like get your stock up to get these deals is to win.
Yep.
That's really it.
Yep.
And like the social media stuff comes like, if you do that as well as winning, then that'll help you build up your brand. But you got to freaking win first. And that starts by putting in the work. And, if you're out busy trying to hustle and you're not hustling in the room, then the work starts to slack. You're not going to win. You're not going to get those deals. That's pretty much it.
Yep.
Yeah. And it's also
winning takes care of itself.
And it's going to be eye-opening because it's not one of those things where, like, I'm seeing a lot of these athletes like, hey, my DMs are open. Like, this isn't a handout club. Like, companies aren't just going to be handing you money. They want to work with you. And I think a lot of athletes, not even just wrestlers, are going to have to actively work, and it's going to be eye-opening to see what it takes. Like, J.O., we've been working on your website for a year now, working on the apparel to get that ready. Like, there's so much that goes into it that you have to manage with your career, and there's so many responsibilities. And even like that stuff you and I are just doing, it's like, all right, let's put this on hold for a couple of weeks. Let's deal with this after the trials. When you have a company you're engaging with, you don't have that flexibility. You sign a contract that says you have to do something, you have to do it. And I think that's going to be eye-opening for a lot.
Some of them it'll be good. It gives them something to manage, but some of them it'll be very overwhelming.
Yep.
Right. And where they're trying to stretch themselves out across the board, they're just run down from it.
Yep.
Right? Instead of, let me focus, let me do what I love, let me win doing what I love. You don't always have to be win, but let me give 100%. And the reason why I got here, like Cenzo said, it's, winning takes care of itself.
Yep.
I don't care what you're wearing. You can have cut off sweatpants, cut off t-shirt. And when you win, people recognize the stuff that you wore before the match, and they're like, what was that? And then they start cutting their sweats, cutting their t-shirts, right? People are like, that looks good. Like, dude, I cut this in the middle of practice.
Yeah.
Always, right? Yeah. So I think it's a good thing. And I mean, but simplified, it's winning takes care of itself.
Shakur,
and I'm not saying you always have to win, but go ahead.
No, I was going to say Shakur Rashid cuts his shirt from his neck down to his belly button. That's his cutoff version.
he used to like cut like a V-neck in his practice shirts.
I do that some with my sweats. I'll cut like a little V.
I haven't made it to that yet. Maybe I'll try with one of these or something. But I cut my sweatpants all the time. That's the move.
I've tried it all, especially when I'm in practice. It's getting hot. I'm like, hold on, let me cut this sweatshirt. Turn it into a short sleeve. Cut these sweatpants.
We would do inside out cut off sweats. That was like our thing. at Penn State. That was the thing. I gotta get these Stanford boys on the sweat train. They're all just wearing the shorts, t-shirt.
Well, it's California weather. I mean, Pennsylvania, you have snowstorms and black bears. California, it's sunshine and green juice.
It's like, and if you're in a wrestling room, you're in a wrestling room. It's the same thing.
Yeah. Hey, I'm on board for it. I just understand it. I understand the shorts and tee California way of living.
I think we got a frozen JO also.
Do we? Well, we'll take this opportunity real quick to tell people about our other friends, UCAN. This episode's also brought to you by UCAN, guys. They've been exploding through the wrestling community as a fan favorite for nutrition products. An important way to optimize your athletic performance and fitness is to eat and fuel foods that help regulate blood sugar. It's key for your metabolism to work effectively. Most sports energy products are filled with sugar or fast carbs and give you a quick flash of energy that's short-lived, like the amino energy junk that I can't even use anymore. Speaking of, recently been fueling and training with UCAN and absolutely loving the sustained energy, the workouts. Cenzo, have you been fueling with UCAN out there in California?
I have. I only brought a little bit with me, but the rest it's on its way. I mean, I have some of the packets and stuff like that. Actually, we had one of the UCAN guys down here, like in the office with me and Cole last week. It's pretty cool.
Sick. So for you guys who don't know, UCAN's patented ingredient is a super starch, which has the remarkable ability to provide a steady release of energy without spiking blood sugar levels. For athletes, controlling blood sugar is key to optimizing focus, performance, and recovery. You can try a variety of different products with UCAN Super Starch to balance your blood sugar, from energy powders, gels, and bars to granola and almond butter. You can check out our favorites at ucan.co/Cenzo and save 20% off and get free shipping with the code Cenzo at ucan.co/Cenzo. These UCAN hydrate, money. This UCAN energy, money. I'm big. I'm becoming a UCAN guy. It's like you have your.
I'm happy that you're liking it because I love it.
Yeah, it's one of those things where like I'm very much a character of habit, and once I like something, I'm obsessed. Like I've had the amino for years. Mm-hmm. I'm liking having something new.
Yeah, it's freaking great. I get like that also. I mean, especially if I get something that I like and it makes me feel good and I enjoy it, then I just get in a routine with it. Then it's over. And I got to do it every day. And the UCAN's part of it.
Yeah. So, guys, go to UCAN, save 20% off, promo code Cenzo. Looks like Jo is probably going to fall off. His phone is overheating. For those not watching, by the way, if you don't watch this video form of the podcast is on YouTube and ROKFIN. Be sure to subscribe. As much as I want you guys to subscribe on Apple and Spotify, I often like watching podcasts on YouTube, so that's why we put it on there. Subscribe wherever it is. Cenzo, you are going to, last thing I want to talk to you here about, and then we'll wrap it. You're going to Fargo this weekend.
Sure am, yeah.
First coaching trip. Are you excited for that?
I mean, yeah, it's more of a recruiting trip than a coaching trip.
Recruiting is a coaching trip. Like recruiting
for
is
sure. First trip as a Stanford coach.
You know what? Yeah, let me rephrase that. I don't mean you're going out there coaching athletes. I mean you're going out there as a coach.
Right. Okay.
When was the last time you went to Fargo?
Whenever I was going into my senior year of high school.
Dang.
We were actually me and Grant Leith were looking at our bracket from that year last night, and it's absolutely insane. It was 2014 USA Wrestling Freestyle Nationals, Fargo, North Dakota, 145 pounds. I lost in the finals to Isaiah White. Killer bracket. There was probably about 20 NCAA qualifiers in that bracket.
It's nuts. Like, I want to start getting into youth wrestling in Fargo because, like, it's tough. I saw Flo actually put out an article I want to read about, like, Fargo for college fans, like following athletes based on where they're going to school. I think that's cool. It's obviously really cool to go back and watch athletes once you've seen what they've done in college. Every time I see somebody post like a Fargo bracket, or it's insane to see the type of talent.
Yeah, and it's a crazy tournament. Everyone wrestled in it. You had to. It's a rite of passage. Like you got to do the experience. It's Fargo.
I know you
tough.
Yeah, and I know you just found out like yesterday that you're going, so I didn't really have time to like think about, hey, maybe I'll meet you out there. So maybe
Yeah.
next year, if you plan
Next year,
it
we
more
can
than
do
a
it next
day in
year.
advance.
Well, because Cole's going, and I just figured I was going to hold it down here, and then he's like, "Oh no, we got to get you a ticket." And I was like, "Sounds good." I'm excited to go. Like I said, I haven't been there since I was going into my senior year of high school, and I've had definitely some experiences out there, some good, some bad. Never won the thing, but
I think it's going to be fun. I would have liked to go. If I knew you were going, I think I would have made the trip. Fargo's not somewhere like North Dakota really isn't a place I think of going to. But
nope.
I think the wrestling community has been so pent up with so much energy. And even like fans, coaches, like the wrestling people you typically see at NCAAs that are all going, I think it's going to be a big turnout. I think it's going to be an amazing year.
Yeah, so do I. And there's a lot of hammers going this year too. So, and a lot of kids that I used to coach at M2 back in State College are going. So I'm excited to see some of them. Just some other, guys that from back home that will probably be there. So it'll be a good little trip.
I will be tuning in. When do you head out? Tomorrow?
Saturday morning.
Saturday morning.
Tomorrow. Saturday morning. We're out.
That's going to be a good time. I'm sure I'll probably make it out to Palo Alto, but maybe Vegas first. We'll have to figure it out.
Once we figure out our schedule and everything like that, then obviously
we also got to figure out if you're coming into town for Bill's Steelers, because that's gonna be
tough.
I know, but
that's gonna be tough. That's gonna be tough being all the way out here. I would love to. We'll see if we can make it work.
Yeah, we're gonna have to make that happen. Otherwise, we have to sell the tickets. I don't know. I'm locked in on going with you that I think if you don't go with me now, I'm not going to go and watch at home. Just going to sell the tickets.
Oh, dude, you can't do that. You got to pick someone else.
Mm.
You have a wife.
Yeah, we'll go to a couple games, but like the Bills Steelers, like that would be such a dynamic game for us to go to. Like, she's definitely going to come to a game with me.
I'll do my best.
Yeah.
I'll do my best.
All right, guys. Well, that is episode 127. Apologies for the technicalities in the beginning of the episode. Cenzo's
going to
Yeah, we're going to get into a rhythm. We're going to get Cenzo a Coffee Talk sign. The mic will be there soon. We're going to get
that Jersey City internet, man.
That was a trip.
The Jersey City internet.
That's the stuff people don't realize when they think about they want a podcast and like, what microphone should I buy? Forget that. Do you have good Wi-Fi? Do your guests have good Wi-Fi?
Yeah, that's most important. You got to have good connection, and then all the other stuff will come.
Yeah. All right. Well, it's 2:30 here, so it's only 11:30 there. So I guess enjoy lunch. This time zone thing is gonna.
It's fun for you, huh?
It's messing with my head. In my head, you have practice in 2 hours.
No,
you don't. You have practice in 5 hours.
Yep.
We'll get used to it. Just roll with the punches.
Yeah. Sure are.
All right, guys. That's 127. See ya.
And the beat goes on.